Hare Krishna. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachariya Jamuna Tira Vanachariya Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihariya Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhariya Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachariya Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihariya Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihariya Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वासुदेवा नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. This morning we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4th, entitled The Creation of Fourth Order, Chapter 28, entitled King Puranjana Becomes a Woman in the Next Life. This is text 24. Purim Vihaya Upagata Uparuddha Bhujangama Yada Tam Evanu Puri Vishirna Prakritim Gata Purim Vihaya Gato Purim Vihaya Upagata Purim Vihaya Pagata Uparuddho Bhujangama उपरुद्धो भुजङ्गमा यदा तम एवानुपुरी विशीर्णा प्रकृतिं गता पुरीं विहायोपगता उपरुद्धो भुजङ्गमा यदा तम एवानुपुरी विशीर्णा प्रकृतिं गता पुरीं विहायोपगता उपरुद्धो भुजङ्गमा यदा तम एवानुपुरी विशीर्णा प्रकृतिं गता. Please recite. Hare Krishna, please recite. Purim Vihayopagatā. Vishirna Prakritim Gata. Purim Vihayopagatā. Uparuddho Bhujangamaha. Yatam Evanupurim. Vishirna Prakritim Gata. Purim Vihayopagatā. Bhujangamaha. Vishirna Prakritim Gata. Purim Vihayopagatā. Uparuddho Bhujangama Yadatam Evanupuri Vishirna Prakritim Gata Purim Vihaya Upagata Uparuddho Bhujangama Yadatam Evanupuri Vishirna Prakritim Gata. We'll take word to word meanings. Purim, the city. Vihaya, having given up. Upagata, gone out. Uparuddha, arrested. Bhujangama, the serpent. Yada, when. Tam, him. Eva, certainly. Anu, after. Puri, the city. Vishirna, scattered. Prakritim, matter. Gata, turned into. We'll see translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. The serpent who had already been arrested by the soldiers of Yavana Raja was out of the city, began to follow his master along with the others. As soon as they all left the city, it was immediately dismantled and smashed to dust. So please recite the translation response. The serpent who had already been arrested by the soldiers of Yavana Raja and was out of the city began to follow his master along with the others. As soon as they all left the city, it was immediately dismantled and smashed to dust. Purport. When the living entity is arrested, all his followers, namely the life air, the senses, and sense objects, immediately leave the lump of matter, the body. When the living entity and his companions leave, the body no longer works but turns into basic material elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. When a city attacked by enemies is vacated by inhabitants, the enemy immediately takes advantage of that city and bombards it to smash the whole thing into the thing to dust. When we say, "Dust thou art, and dust thou shalt return," we refer to the body. When a city is attacked and bombarded by enemies, the citizens generally leave and the city ceases to exist. It is foolish person who engages in improving the condition of a city without caring for the citizens or inhabitants. Similarly, a living entity who is not properly enlightened in spiritual knowledge simply takes care of the external body, not knowing that the spirit soul is the principal factor within the body. When one is advanced in spiritual knowledge, the spirit soul is saved from external transmigration. The Bhagavatam considers those who are attached to their bodies are like to be cows and asses. Swa eva ghokara. The cow is very innocent animal and the ass is a beast of burden. When one labors under the bodily conception, simply works like an ass and does not know the self-interest. It is therefore said, Yasyatma buddhi kunepe tridhaduke swadhi kalatradishu bhauma idyati. Yatirtha buddhi salilena karhichit janeshu abhigneshu swa eva ghokara. A human being who identifies this body made of three elements with his self, who considers the byproducts of the body to be his kinsmen, who considers the land of his birth worshipable, and who goes to the place of pilgrimage simply to take bath rather than meet men of transcendental knowledge. The transcendental knowledge there is to be considered like an ass or a cow. Human civilization devoid of Krishna consciousness is simply a civilization of lower animals. Sometimes such a civilization may study the dead body and consider the brain or the heart. However, no part of the body is important unless the spirit soul is present. In a modern civilization of cows and asses, scientists try to search out some value in the brain or heart of a dead man. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. First of all, I seek blessings of all the assembled devotees, in particular His Grace Anandmay Prabhu, for seeking blessings so that we can discuss from this topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. And in this context, in this prasanga, we are discussing the situation of Puranjana in a very precarious situation. So in the previous chapters, we have seen how when King Puranjana was young, he met a beautiful woman, he got married, he has so many children, he has a huge kingdom, so many children, grandchildren, like that. But now what has happened, by the influence of time, everything is getting away from him. Hmm. So generally what happens at the time of youth, hmm, when you are ruling your own body, you feel that everything is in my control, because things happen quite easily in young age. But when a person becomes old, mm, when he becomes cross 50s, cross 60s, cross 70s, if at all he is alive, mm, then he understands that life is not all that what I thought. Mm. The reality of life comes in a different spirit. Mm. Here it is shown how Puranjan is forcefully dragged out of the city. Mm. Like no living entity would like to die. Mm. There are so many people who always want to look young. Hmm? So many people, especially the film industry, even if you become like 60s or 70, when you come on the screen, they make as if he looks like 20. Hmm? So there is whole attempt uh, to always be young, because in youth is the time when the life is in your hands. Hmm? But slowly when the time passes by, Kala, which is so very powerful. Hmm? Generally, people do not estimate the power of Kala because it acts very slowly. It acts very slowly, but it is very, very powerful. Hmm. So much Kala is powerful that even Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, that whatever I have established to Arjuna, Sakale Neha Mahata, Yogo Nashta Parantapa. This Mahata word in this verse is attributed to Kala. Sa Kale Neha Mahata means such a strength Kala has that even if Krishna establishes something, it gets destroyed. Hmm? Like sometimes when we are speaking about places of holy places, sometimes people have great, what do you say, mm, discontent in accepting the fact that the holy place got destroyed. Like when we speak about Dwarka pastimes, this is that where is Dwarka, that 16,000 palaces? How it could have been got destroyed? Hmm? By time, it is Krishna's palace. Hmm? Krishna tells Sakale Neha Mahata, I established and Kala has destroyed. Hmm? So similarly, not just these places what Krishna has established, hmm, everything is destroyed by time. Krishna tells also in Bhagavad Gita 11:33, Kalosmi lokakshaya krita pravruddho. He says that not just this small planet, all huge planetary systems are destroyed by the force of time. Hmm. So the force of time is so very strong that nobody can overcome that. That's why when Kunti Maharani is praying to Krishna, she says that Manyetvam Kalam Ishanam. Oh Krishna, I consider you to be the controller of time also. Because Krishna has that strength, but Krishna in one sense is Kala, like Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. Hmm. Also in 10.30, also Krishna speaks that amongst subduers, I am time. What is that verse? Prahladas chasmi daityanam kalaha kalayatam aham. Kalayatam here refers to among subduers. I am time. Hmm. So time is so powerful, that sometimes it is favorable to a particular person and unfavorable to certain person. Hmm. We just have to accept that as it is. Hmm. Like one more example, when I was contemplating about time, comes from Bhagavatam. When these devatas, generally devatas are followers of Supreme Lord, although they may have sense gratificatory tendency, but still at some level devatas are good people. Hmm. And they lost all their kingdom, because demons have attacked and taken up away from them. Hmm. Demons have attacked and taken away Svarga Loka, various lokas, from the devatas. And devatas are the rightful people. Hmm. Krishna, when he made this universal management system, he gave Svarga Lokas to devatas. So you rule from here now. You manage this, you manage this. Krishna has given them, and these demons who are disobeyers of Krishna, They came and drove them away. And these devatas, they go to Vishnu and ask that, please give us our positions back. Hmm. Then Lord Vishnu is telling, now time is favoring the asuras, so you have to wait. I mean, is it logical? Like Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, hmm, he has given something to the person, he has not done anything wrong. Some demons have come and occupied, and they are going and asking Vishnu, please protect us, give us our positions back. And Lord Vishnu is telling, time is favoring them, so you have to wait. Is it logical? Huh? It is logical. Because this is how the Kala functions in this world. Sometimes, at one point of time, somebody may be at a peak of his situation in life. Just like when you go to an ocean, in the ocean, whatever particles are floating, like you put flowers in the ocean, that also goes up and down. You may put a dirty particle also in the ocean, that also goes up and down. The ocean doesn't discriminate that, oh, here is a flower, I should always keep him above. Here is a stool of an animal, I should drown him or something. Even good things go up and down, bad things go up and down. This is how the waves of ocean, the waves of time influences the living entity. So here Puranjana is being attacked by Kalakanya. Kalakanya means Kala basically, the daughter of Kalakanya. So why it is Kalakanya? It is described like that because generally a man is attached to a woman, and that attachment is so strong that even if there is frustration, he cannot give it up. So this Puranjana becomes attached to Kalakanya or whatever, gets indulged with Kalakanya. And Kalakanya, see, Puranjana had his own intelligence, which is compared to a wife. And now Kalakanya is also compared to a person who is involved with Puranjana. So this Kalakanya is snatching away everything from Puranjana. And Puranjana is helpless. His children are attacked, grandchildren are attacked. Nothing he could do. He is driven out of the city. Hmm? So in the civilization also we have seen that so many kingdoms got established, and by the influence of time, when the war comes, it all gets destroyed. Like sometimes at one point of time, forgot, a city of Maharashtra used to be capital city of Chhatrapati Shivaji. It's not Mumbai, some other city, if I'm not wrong. I don't know what city. So at that time when Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj used to rule, that used to be the center of Maharashtra. Whole Maharashtra used to be centered around that. But now where is that city? It's all gone by the force of time. At that time, Mumbai was a desert. Before Britishers came and started making their import and exports through Mumbai, Mumbai was like a desert. Nobody would like to stay there before independence, if at all you know the history of India. But now Mumbai is such a buzzing city that even if you want to stand in a particular 1 square foot in a very costly place like Mumbai, can cost even 1 crore. You go and stand in the city of Mumbai, in South Bombay, you stand in a place, you just mark the area you are standing on, it is 1 crore worth rupees. Hmm? So this is what has changed. Hmm? Before independence and now what has changed? What has changed is time. The time has given that much value to a particular land, and the time will destroy that value also in due course of time. So one has to respect this flow of time. So if you don't respect the flow of time and try to go against the flow of time, you become very entangled in this whole mystery of how time works. And then ultimately, when the death comes, it is very, 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 very unpleasing situation for a person at the time of death. Of course, the scriptures say that the temperature of the body rises to 107. It is like 40,000 scorpions biting at one point of time. This is all at one level physical pain that you go through. But more than physical pain, there is also an emotional or mental pain. You will see so many relatives getting away from you. So much of the possessions that you have acquired, Hmm? So long, so much we have made acquiring in this life. Hmm? Like generally people, when they start earning, they want to have something called as permanent address. Hmm? Like when you go to an application in the bank or something, they will ask communication address, permanent address. Like whenever I see that application, I remember permanent address we should write as Vaikunta, because in this world there is no permanent address. Hmm? Even if you have permanent address, you can just call it as permanent. It's not permanent address. Our permanent address is Vaikunta. So the Kala influences a person living entity so much that he accumulates so many things in this world. Hmm. And to give up, see, there is a struggle to acquire that, and there is struggle to give up that. Hmm. So what is the best? Struggle the whole, give up the whole idea of struggling to get it and struggling to give it up. Struggle to achieve Krishna. That is worth it. But Kal influences a living entity so much. Hmm. But if you are not in the shelter of Krishna, then the whole thing becomes like this, scattered. Hmm. So this material body, what we have acquired, various scriptures say that we feel very strongly that this is me, right? We still, what is your weight? They'll say, Prabhu, 60 kgs. That is not your weight, it is your body's weight. What is your height? Is 6 feet. Not your height, it is your body's height. Where is your house? Prabhu, I stay in the next road of Nampally station. It's not your house. Somehow your body got that place. This body was actually given to us by somebody, right? Our mother and father and the material nature together gave us this body. Hmm. And after we die, this body does not belong to us anymore. Hmm. Does not belong to us anymore. Hmm. Like very simple example I can give. Those who travel in the train, they can understand. When you're traveling a train, you have a ticket, reserved seat. Hmm. You go and sit and you already see that somebody is sitting in your seat. You'll say, please move, this is my seat. This is, you go and sit when the station comes and you get down, that seat is still yours. So actually the seat belongs to Indian Railways. Just because we have some ticket, we feel that, okay, this is my seat. Similarly, this material nature has given us this body. We feel that we very strongly believe that this is my body or it is me. That consciousness prevails through that. But material nature, when it drags away, like when it was given to us, it was given out of force. Right? We never told that this particular body we want. Fair looking, black looking, tall looking, nothing. It was not in our control. Similarly, when it will be taken away, also will not be in our control. Hmm. Very rarely, a very self realized soul can say that, okay, I will die at my will. Like Bhishma Pitamaha had that benediction. Hmm. That, okay, you can die whenever you like to have. But not all living entities have that. Nobody says that, okay, I will live for 20 more years. Nobody can feel like that. Hmm. So when it comes without our will and it will completely overpower us, the process of death. And it is very, very, very painful to see all the things let go. So the story of Puranjan speaks about how a normal living entity is simply dragged by the waves of time. And a person who is in Krishna consciousness should know how in this situation he can get out of it. Like a Krishna conscious person may also be subjected to old age and death. Uh, It is not that you come to Krishna consciousness, then no old age, no death. It's not like that. It is not Ayodhya of Treta Yuga. In Ayodhya of Treta Yuga, so long so that Lord Ram ruled, there were no diseases. And if person feels that I should not die, he will not die. So long so that Lord Ramchandra ruled. Please remember. And Valmiki Ramayana says that Lord Ramchandra ruled for 12,000 years. So for such a long span of time, Ayodhya was such a wonderful kingdom. But we see that even Ayodhya got influenced by time. For more than 500 years, there was no worship of Lord Ramchandra in an authorized way. So this is the influence of Kala. And when again Kala becomes favorable, again you will see an establishment of Dharma. Again, when you see that Kala is not so powerful, then the irreligion takes over. So this Kala's force goes on. A material body is made of dust. This is a Bible statement which Prabhupada is quoting. It is quite unlikely that in purports of Bhagavatam we take statements from Bible also. But nonetheless, whatever explains us in a rightful way, a concept of Bhagavatam, we have to accept. So Bible says, dust thou art, dust thou shall return. So Jesus Christ or even previous preachers, prophets of Christianity, they have spoken that don't be proud of your body. It is made of dust thou art. Art means it is created. It is created by dust and it will become dust. Like Bhagavatam also says that body ultimately becomes food for insects. Like a body, if it is decomposed, if it is burnt, it will become ashes, dust. If it is not burnt and just put into decomposition, insects come and eat. And what finally remains after an year and a half is that bones. And what remains after 10 years or 15 years is nothing. Even that bones become completely decayed, slowly, slowly. So Bhagavatam teaches need not be proud of so much what you have along with your body. One day time will come and snatch away the whole thing. That's why our acharyas also sing very, very beautiful songs. That don't be proud of all these things. Just surrender fully to Krishna and become Krishna conscious. So Prabhupada speaks about this bodily mentality as cows and asses. So generally we may understand that if you want to give a derogatory remark to a particular situation, you may say that ass. But sometimes it is given cow. Cow. Why is the cow is like cow is a very good animal generally. But here cow also has been given. Because cow is also interested in eating. If you see cow, it keeps on chewing, keeps on chewing. And the other thing is about cow, although it has very good, uh, what do you say, example that it is very pure and this thing, that still cow is very much attached to the whole situation the cow is in, the bachada, calf, and so many different things. So one particular analogy is like this also. So all these things Bhagavatam speak uh, because the realities of life, if it is accepted at a right stage, the life becomes blissful. Uh, but if it does not, somebody does not have the knowledge of Bhagavatam, then what happens is he lives life with a very wrong pursuit. And at the end of the life, you will see that all your concepts of your life are shaken, dismantled. Just like if you read history a little bit, in 1914, 1915, somewhere Prabhupada also writes in his, he speaks and Satsvarup Maharaj writes in his biography, Prabhupada's biography, that at one point of time, Calcutta was completely deserted. This was World War One or maybe World War Two, I don't remember. When Russia was bombing on Calcutta. And the whole citizens of Calcutta left and ran away. Imagine Calcutta is a very, what do you say, densely populated city. And that time when there's one, two bombs, everyone deserts. So similarly, as soon as the old age starts hitting the body, the senses stop working. And all the bodily functions become very, very weak. and they leave and go, the city of Puranjana. So this story gives very, very instructive lessons. These were the few reflections about the incident of Puranjana from my thought process. So I would like to end here on this particular topic because also today is a auspicious day of Ramanujacharya's disappearance day. Mm. So we all know Ramanujacharya. He was one of the very great acharya in Vaishnava Sampradaya. Mm. In fact, if you read the history or if you do analysis of Vaishnava Sampradayas, the biggest, longest standing in terms of time, we are speaking about Kala today so much. The biggest, longest standing proper Sampradaya of Vaishnava Sampradaya, either you call it as Diksha Sampradaya or Siksha Sampradaya, is Ramanuja Sampradaya as of today. Hmm. Like Krishna himself says that, by the force of time, the Sampradaya gets destroyed and then gets established again. So similarly, we will see that sometimes at the point of Brahma Madhva Sampradaya also, not very prominent acharyas were there at one particular time. The Sampradaya always existed. Like after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, till the time Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj appeared and started preaching, there was kind of a downtime, we can say. And now, because of Prabhupada and Prabhupada's followers' mercy, we have a uptime. So Ramanujacharya Sampradaya started in somewhere, like he was born 1017 and he lived till 1137. 120 years of time span he lived and preached. And from there onwards, a proper traceable record of Vaishnava Sampradaya is there. And Ramanujacharya has left such a lasting impression in the civilization of India, prominently Tamil Nadu, that so many temples are followed by Sri Sampradaya. So Ramanujacharya's contribution is very, very great. The followers of Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, in particular Chinnajaya Swami, had made a memoriam for Ramanujacharya not very far from here in Hyderabad. And we all can go and see the contributions that he has made towards philosophy, towards culture, towards dedication to Vaishnavism is extremely great. In the history, no Vaishnava Sampradaya has lasted like 1,000 years with such strong practice. So Ramanujacharya's life also was life of full of dedication. So Ramanujacharya mainly lived and preached in Sri Rangam in Tamil Nadu. You go to the Ranganath Swami temple. That was his prime place of residence and preaching. So he traveled throughout India. He gave commentaries to Vedanta Sutra called as Sri Bhashya. He gave a commentary to Bhagavad Gita also. He was a very powerful preacher. He wrote books. He wrote commentaries. He wrote explanations to Ramayana. He made many, many disciples. Many, many disciples. If I'm not wrong, he had something like 10,000 disciples. Many, many mathas, like that. So, as time passed by, Ramanujacharya also decided that he should leave, and his disappearance is something little different from all the Vaishnava acharyas. Like generally, when a Vaishnava acharya leaves, he has a mortal body which is put to samadhi by his disciples. But Ramanujacharya, on this particular day, around 950 years back, 900 years back around. So he sat in a yoga mudra and he just decided that, okay, this is my samadhi. You don't have to specifically make any samadhi. You go to Sri Rangam, the first of the right after you enter, there is Ramanujacharya samadhi. That same mortal body turned into a vigraha for the people. So Ramanujacharya, when he was about to do this, his disciples being very disturbed by the situation that how will we live our life without Ramanujacharya. So he gave instructions that anybody who sincerely prays to me at this vigraha, I answer to their queries as much as I am living. Like that. Similarly, there is one more vigraha of Ramanujacharya in Melukote. At one point of time, when Vaishnavism was attacked, not by Islamic rulers, by Shaivites. Like if you go to Tamil Nadu, it seems like, just like sometimes some people feel that, Hinduism and Islam is like something like two different religions and they have two different ideologies or something like that. They have a kind of feeling. But at that time in Tamil Nadu, on that track of line, you will feel as if Vaishnavism and Shaivism is like two different religions. They hate each other, something like that. So the Shaivite, if the king is Shaivite, then the Shaiva temples flourish and Vaishnava temples diminish. And if the king is Vaishnava, the Vaishnava temple flourish and the Shaivist temple diminish, like that. So at that time, uh, King, what was his name? Kulatunga Chola II, or Kulatunga Chola II, he was a Shaivite. And he drove away all the Vaishnavites from wherever they are. And because of that reason, Ramanujacharya had to stay in Melkote for almost like 12 years. And he established the worship of Chalvanarayan Swami, and he gave instructions, wrote scriptures. He was kind of a relaxed situation. And when again the King Kulatunga Chola II died, and then Kulatunga Chola III, the next successor, took over, he was, uh, in our modern terminology, tolerant uh, to various religions. Then again Ramanujacharya decided, okay, we'll come back to Sri Rangam. So at that time also, Ramanujacharya was leaving Melukote, and all the disciples, whatever he has made at that time, asked Ramanujacharya that how will we live without your instructions? So Ramanujacharya himself told, make a vigraha of mine and worship that vigraha, and I will answer to my disciples through that vigraha. So if you go to Melkote also, there is Ramanujacharya's Nija vigraha. Why? Because generally when after an Acharya departs, the vigraha is made. But here Acharya himself stood and said that this is my vigraha, you can worship me through this vigraha. So in that way, Ramanujacharya was very, very kind and benevolent to his disciples. So while leaving, also he gave a lot of instructions. It is believed that he gave 74 instructions to his disciples. And of that, 6 are very, very prominent instructions that he gave. He told that please read Sri Bhashya, Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita's commentary by Ramanujacharya is called as Sri Bhashya. So he said, please read Sri Bhashya. Because unless we read and understand scriptures, our practice of Krishna consciousness doesn't strengthen up. Then he also said that uh, find out a very advanced devotee and accept him as a guru and serve him as if he is your life and soul. Like that. So accepting a guru or taking sharan of a guru also is being given emphasis in Ramanuja Sampradaya. Then he also said that visit all the holy places. Like in our Sampradaya also we have this practice. And go to all the holy places. So in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya also there are 106 very, very prominent places of worship called as Divya Desham. So he said you all should go visit all these holy places and accept the pastimes. Read the pastimes of the holy places, like that. Then he also said that you should serve Vaishnavas as your life and soul. You should feed them, make prasadam and feed them. So that is also one of the instructions of Ramanujacharya. So like that he gave so many instructions, and before he left his body or took samadhi, he established many mathas. He declared his successors in various places. Like one of the in the early times when Ramanujacharya was very young, and when he saw the body of his grand spiritual master Yamunacharya, he said that I will do 3 things in my life. One is write commentary to Sri Bhashya, and I'll travel all over India and preach. And the third thing is I will glorify the author of Vishnu Purana, that is Parashar Muni. So he named Kuresh's disciple Parashara Bhatta, and he made him as the next successor of Acharya in Srirangam. Like that. So he did whatever an Acharya is supposed to do, and he stands as a great inspiration for even Krishna conscious devotees in ISKCON. Many ISKCON devotees visit Srirangam, visit the holy place. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited Sri Rangam. Hmm. He had a discussion with Parashara Bhatt's descendants. It's considered a very, very holy place. Hmm. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was establishing kind of a practice of Krishna consciousness, he took two very important aspects from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Hmm. One is pure devotional service. Hmm. The devotional service should not be mixed with any other aspects of karma and jnana. And the next thing which is accepted is service to Vaishnavas. Hmm. So these two important aspects of Krishna consciousness were accepted from Ramanujacharya's preaching. Hmm. So today on his disappearance day, we can pray to Ramanujacharya also, and seek his blessings, so that we can progress in Krishna consciousness. So thank you all very much for giving me opportunity on speaking on this day, and also on the life and glories of Ramanujacharya. So thank you all very much. Time is already late. It's 9:10. So thank you. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, हरे कृष्णा.